was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder during lockdown. 8-year-old Evie Hodgson is desperately searching for a stem cell donor.
Well, despite initially finding a match, Evie's donor pulled out just a few weeks prior to the transplant, leaving her family back at square one.
And as they fight to find a replacement, Evie and her mum, Tina, are joining us now alongside Dr Ranj. Morning to all of you.
Morning.
Lovely to see you all.
So nice to see you. Welcome.
Hi, Evie. How are you?
Good.
That's good. We'll be with you in just a moment. Just want to ask Dr Ranj a couple of medical questions. Tell us what's going on here.
Yeah. So Evie's got a condition called aplastic anemia, which is essentially bone marrow failure. And your bone marrow contains things called stem cells, which are basically superhero cells that can turn into anything. And these cells create the main cells that are part of our blood. So red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. Red blood cells carry oxygen around your body. White blood cells help fight off infection. Platelets help your blood to clot. And when your bone marrow fails, those cell counts drop and you become really, really unwell. So if you don't have enough red blood cells, you become breathless, your heart rate goes up. If you don't have enough white blood cells, you're prone to infection. If you don't have enough platelets, then you can't clot your blood properly. So these, often they're children, they present with these rashes, these pinprick rashes or excessive bleeding. And that can be, all those can be a sign of this condition.
And so the course of action you need to take is to get on the donor list, find a match and then have the transplant?
Yeah, well, one of the biggest, there's two main forms of treatment for aplastic anemia. One is immunosuppressive treatments to calm the immune system down that's actually destroying the bone marrow.
Yeah.
Or the other thing is to replace the bone marrow entirely with a transplant, and that's by transplanting stem cells. And that's why it's so important that people get on the stem cell register. It's so easy to do, but get on the stem cell register so we can offer this as a treatment, because it is actually quite a successful treatment.
Yeah. Only 2% of the UK population are currently registered. So let's have a word with Evie and Tina. And so Ranj mentioned the rash there, and that was the first alert sign, wasn't it?
It was. Evie was a healthy 8-year-old little girl enjoying bike rides and family active life, and it was the rash that we first noticed with Evie, and which we acted and took her to hospital.
And so at hospital, they had the bloods, because I think originally they thought it might be meningitis or something like that. So bloods were taken and you were sent home with some antibiotics and to come back a week later. And it was then the results of the blood that showed up what this was. So when did you get the diagnosis and how did you feel about it?
We got the diagnosis on the 28th of May, so right in the middle of COVID lockdown, which is pretty horrendous anyway. And our world literally just fell apart. It was crushing for us as a family. You
immediately, so went to action stations, and you were told obviously you needed the only cure was going to be stem cell transplant. Tested the whole family. That wasn't going to happen. None of you were the right match. So onto the register itself, and it looked positive. For a moment, it looked like suddenly the things were looking great.
Absolutely. It was fantastic news. There was one match in the whole wide world for Evie, a 10 out of 10 match, and you only need one as far as we're concerned, and everything was kind of going and moving forward. Evie started preparing for the transplant, which involved having an ovary removed, having quite a lot of dental work. She's had a central line put in as well. And then when we found out that donor had taken himself off the transplant, the stem cell register, it was just like the diagnosis all over again. We were on a clear path, and then our world shattered again.
Well, the ovary was removed for future fertility, because there could be fertility issues in the future, so that's to guard against that, hopefully. Evie, you're incredible anyway. You decided, you knew that you were probably going to lose your hair, and so you donated your hair before you lost it, had that cut off, which is another incredible thing to do. How did you feel, Evie, when you were told that that donor had unregistered themselves?
Well, it wasn't very nice, and I started crying because I understand.
Yeah, we had a lot of hope, all of you as a family, pinned on that. But I guess you sort of pull yourself back together and you go, right, onwards and upwards, that's not going to happen. So what's the next stage? What's the next phase? Where are you up to now?
Yeah, absolutely. When we're such a proactive and positive family, when that door closed, we had to open more doors for Evie. And where Evie's at the moment, I know the doctor mentioned it, because there's not a 10 out of 10 match for Evie, she's now on the immune suppressant treatment, which will hopefully kickstart her bone marrow into producing cells again. But that isn't a cure for Evie. The cure is the stem cell transplant. And there is a chance Evie can relapse from the immune suppressant treatment. So what we want to do is just raise awareness of that stem cell register.
It's extraordinary, really, isn't it? Because that stat that I read out a moment ago, 2% of the UK population is registered. In fact, there will be almost certainly someone walking around today, maybe watching this programme, and you wonder, you know, what can I do in my life? You know, what have I achieved in my life? You could actually be a walking cure.
That's it. And this is the thing I want to talk about stem cell donation, is we all know about organ donation, right? It can be quite a big deal. The laws around it have changed recently in England. They'd already changed in Wales. And it involves an operation and things like that, usually. With stem cell donation, it's so simple because to register, all you've got to do is take a swab and send it off in the post.
I did it
you
here
go
for the
online
show. I think
to
we
order
had somebody come in and there was a little swab.
You stay on the register, and then if you get that call to donate your stem cells, it's as easy as giving blood for the vast majority of people. And then for those stem cells to be donated to the recipient to save their life, it's just like giving a blood transfusion. And it's game-changing. It is a life-changer. We used to actually, a long time ago, have to do operations to do all of this. That's all changed. It's so easy. So I would encourage everyone, just go online, order that kit, do that swab. It may never come to anything, but you could potentially save someone's life so easily.
What a thing to be able to be watching this today, register, and you could be the person that actually cures Evie, who has got a great voice. You love entertaining everyone, don't you, at the hospital? We've got a little clip here. Let's have a look.
If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not
Elton John is one of your favourites and you sing it beautifully. Well done, you.
That's really lovely, Evie. You love singing.
Yeah.
And have you ever done any karaoke?
Singing into a microphone at home.
She's always singing at home, yeah.
Always singing at home. Well, we think we've got a little something that can help you on your way.
If you're gonna sing at home, you need the kit. You need the proper kit, which actually is back here. We've got you a present.
Look at that. Karaoke singing machine.
There you go. It's a karaoke machine. It's on its way to you once we've swabbed it all down.
What do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome, Evie.
Evie, lots of love to you, all your family as well, and keep us updated, all right?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Lots of love. Bye now.
Thanks, Dr. Ranj.
Thanks, Ranj.
Thank you.